a pleasure to meet you.
Okay, I'm very pleased and delighted to have this conversation with you.
Maybe you need some coffee if you had concert yesterday.
Yes, coffee definitely. Yes, I will probably have a double espresso, and that's it for the moment.
Maybe we could have some lunch later on.
Yeah, what kind of lunch?
We discovered a sausage stand where they serve champagne too.
Very fancy.
So that would
Very
be
fancy.
a proper lunch with sausage and champagne.
Okay.
Proper Viennese, Parisian
Yes.
mixture.
A nice combination. I mean, you must not forget that in France we call viennoiserie. You know, the croissant, etc. And it comes apparently from a Viennese baker who settled in Paris 200 years ago and introduced croissant in Paris. So there's always a bridge between Vienna and Paris.
So the croissant, the French croissant,
I think comes from
has
Vienna.
his origins in Vienna.
I think so.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
What a discovery!
Yeah, we have many things in common.
Ah, here's somebody to order.
No.
Hallo. Ein einfacher Espresso für mich bitte.
And for me, a double espresso.
Double espresso.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have read a short profile, a Steckbrief about you, and you said there's one thing you always have in your fridge, and that is a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
That is very, very good.
Not only one bottle.
Not only one bottle.
Sometimes
as
more.
many as you need.
Yeah, there's always something to celebrate, I think, in life. And sometimes the bottle can stay for weeks, but we always find excuses to celebrate something, so it's
Celebrating
nice.
life.
Yeah,
And a beautiful evening, maybe.
exactly.
And do you think in Vienna there is something else you might add to your Viennese fridge?
Maybe I should try. I should experiment new thing, but I need my Viennese friends to introduce me to them. Of course, I would like to explore new things. But for example, when I conducted in Grafenegg, I explore also some wines. I'm trying some very good wines too. I love wine, so I think that this is the perfect place also to experience new things as well.
I think so too. You have been to Grafenegg before.
Yeah.
How do you like the atmosphere?
The atmosphere is very special. First of all, the venue is very beautiful. The castle, the park, etc. And I love both outdoor stage and indoor concert hall. I think I experience both of them, and it's just a genius idea to have in the same place, you know, two major and important venues, and it's really beautiful. And it's in the middle of fields, you know. It's very nice. And I have a personal history also with Grafenegg, because I came to Grafenegg when I was 20 years old with Gustav Mahler Youth Orchestra. And I remember we were playing at the Reitschule. At the time there was no concert hall, and at that time I already adored that place as well. And when I learned that a few years later that a new hall was under construction, I was of course very happy, and I can't believe now that I will become the chief conductor of the resident orchestra of the festival, and it's very special to me.
Being chief conductor of the Tonkünstler-Orchester means a lot of traveling, because there is not just one home base of the orchestra, but 5 different places.
Yeah.
Is it challenging for you, all this traveling with one program through different venues?
No, what is challenging is the programs in themselves. You know, traveling. You know, it's always in. They care about me, so it's always with good conditions. But the difficulty is to multiply concerts. It can be tiring physically, but also for the mind. It's a lot of concentration, and but no, I don't find this difficult. It's a part of the job. that's my job, and I signed for it, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And you have got to know already the Festspielhaus St. Pölten.
Mm-hmm.
It's another home base of Tonkünstler-Orchester.
Yes.
How do you like it?
Very good acoustic too. Completely different, of course, but different in a good way. Sometimes when we play in different venues, there's one favorite and other ones, oh, it's too dry, it's too something, or like this. And I must say it's very enjoyable too. There's, I think I've conducted in Simpleton four times already, and 4 different programs, and it's always nice, you know. And there's no bad surprise. There's no bad surprise, and of course the audience is very warm there. So it's I'm very happy.
I think the audience of Tonkünstler-Orchester is very special because
Yes,
in
very
my,
warm, very
in
warm.
my impression, they're very
warm.
faithful. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
adore the
And
orchestra.
open, especially open to my program. So I appreciate that.
There are some interesting concert programs you plan for next season.
Yeah.
Your favorite composers are, most of them are from late Romantic era
Yeah.
and the modernist era from the fin de siècle.
Yes.
What is special about this time, about this music?
I would say, for a conductor, this is a very interesting period because the music is very complex most of the time, and it's very challenging. It's very interesting to study. You can find a lot of colors, you know. Music is very related to literature, but also painting, especially in France. So I think it's, as a conductor, it's yes, it's very challenging and inspiring, you know. Of course, we all love the classics and the romantic periods. That's the foundation of our repertoire. But we cannot conduct everything. And I prefer to focus on what I really love in music. But it's not recent, you know. Even when I was a child or teenager, I was very much attracted by this kind of music. So it makes sense to me to keep exploring this kind of repertoire. But I also start to be very much interested in Baroque music too, and I don't have the musical knowledge for the Baroque. You know, today we have to be very well informed. I don't have this knowledge. I'm learning by myself, but I'm very much attracted by this music too. So the repertoire is really big. So one lifetime isn't enough to approach and learn everything. So I prefer to focus on what I think do the best, and I'm trying to explore new things. Yeah.
One period you want to focus on as well is the second Viennese school, and there are.
To focus, to explore a little bit, to focus maybe not everything, but I'm very attracted. I think that Vienna in that period was so exciting, you know. There's the Mahler period, but the post-Mahler period, and I think it's very. They changed the face of the musical world. You know, Schoenberg definitely changed the face of the musical world. You like or not, you like him or you don't like him, but we cannot ignore what he brought to modernity. So it's very important to know them and to know Berg. I love Berg. To me, this is a perfect mixture of post-romantic and modernity. It's very sensual music. It's very modern, but there's something very special in the music and in terms of expression. It's very deep music. So I would say that my heart goes to Berg in particular. And also other Viennese composers like Schrecker, Zemlinsky, for example, they were masters. And unfortunately, these days, they are a little bit too much neglected. Not only in Vienna, in everywhere. In North America, they are completely ignored. But I think they deserve to to come back, you know, and that deserve a revival and to be part of the repertoire, because they're in his time Schreker was as famous and was a direct competitor of Strauss in terms of operas, success with operas. But unfortunately, he had a poor health condition, and Schreker died in 34. But what maybe he could have achieved even much more, and he could have been even more successful. So that's history. But that's why I think that it's very important to contact these composers, and for the Austrian audience to know that, of course, the Austrian audience is very proud of Bruckner, Mahler, Brahms too, even if he was German, Johann Strauss, etc., Richard Strauss. But there is much more to be proud of. I think we have these monuments in music, but we have other monuments, and I would like to humbly take them back as much as I can.
There's another name appearing in the concert programs of next year, even twice.
Yes.
Which is
Joseph Marx. I discovered Joseph Marx quite recently. You know that I'm curious, so I'm trying to listen to new things, and I'm on the internet. Thanks to internet, we can find a big variety of repertoire, and I clicked on Joseph Marx, and I heard some of his music. I said, "Wow, this is absolutely unbelievable." And I think he's a nice mixture of expressionist and post-romantic. But I think it was also an impressionism. So there's a very it's a nice mixture of what I like, what I love in music. I love French music, obviously, Debussy, Ravel, and others, of course. I love this precision and these special harmonies, and Marx has this, but he also has, so he's Viennese, but he has a kind of, impressionism twist that I really adore. And I was really blown away by the quality of his music, his orchestration. The leader with orchestras are stunning, but also with piano. There's a famous piano concerto. I mean, famous, no, not famous, but famously difficult piano concerto. And I discovered that piano just by chance, a recording by a famous pianist, George Bollett, and with the New York Philharmonic and Zubin Mehta. So it was already known, 40, 50 years ago. And I think this concerto should be one of the pillars of the repertoire. Because in piano, it's either a Russian school or the Romantic school, but in between there's not that much, especially in Germanic. There's a lot of repertoire, but less famous, After Brahms, there's nothing from Bruckner, Mahler, for the piano. There's even Strauss. He wrote few pieces for piano, but they are not as successful as other composers. And this concerto by Joseph Marx, this is like the continuity of Brahms, and or maybe a link between Brahms and Mahler. I don't know, but it's really pure music, beautiful music.
There have been many, many women composers too. Are you planning to discover also more works?
Yes, of course, and I plan to play Lily Boulanger's music. She's French, and I have to discover. I was in touch when I was appointed chief conductor. I was in touch with a fantastic lady who represents the legacy of female composers. So I will try to find very good and substantial pieces for the orchestra. Yes.
You had your first concert with Tonkünstler-Orchester in 2019.
Yeah.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think back to that concert?
First thing, I had no prejudices about the orchestra because I only knew the name. I've never heard them. And we did a Korngold program. And Bloch, if I remember, Shlomo by Ernst Bloch. And I mean, the orchestra has had and still has, of course, all the qualities I love, you know, and I'm such as sound. That's really what I love, you know, very deep and thick sound from the strings, brass, of course, typical Austrian brass with a big round sound, you know, and no brutality. Very good articulation, fantastic phrasing, and also good wins with specialties, you know, with the Viennese oboe. I think Viennese clarinet as well. So it's for me it was quite new, but it's an ideal sound for what I want to achieve in terms of repertoire. And I think that's the main skill of the orchestra. They have a fantastic sound. And there's nothing to touch. I don't think I have to. I don't want to interfere in that because that's what I love. We can work on other things, of course, but the sound is really specific, and I really want to keep it as it is.
Do you remember one special moment when you thought, "This is the orchestra I want to work closer with and more often"?
Yes, from the beginning, because. I conducted for the orchestra for the first time in 2019, and now we're in 2025. So it's a bit less than 6 years now, and I've been regularly invited almost every year. So I started to learn about the orchestra, and after 2 programs, I remember 3 programs. Maybe that's an orchestra I would love to work with on a more regular basis, and why not on a long-term basis. So that's why when I was asked, I immediately said yes. You know, I had no reflection. It was obvious to me that, oh yes, it was very natural, I think. There's no question about it.
The first concert with Tonkünstler-Orchester, was it also your debut at the Golden Hall of the Vienna Music Festival?
Yes, that's something one remembers for the rest of the life, you know. Yes and no. I will tell you why. Because as musicians, we all know the Musikverein, the Golden Saal. So from TV, from pictures, etc., recording CDs, you know, so it looks so familiar to us. It was like not like home, but it's not. I felt very comfortable. It's impressive, of course, but the meaning of the Golden Saal is impressive. But when you're conducting the Musikverein, you feel great. I mean, that's what I felt, you know. I wasn't scared or no. I think it's a privilege, and let's enjoy that moment. You know, it's such a chance and a privilege to conduct there. How many musicians that would dream to conduct or perform in Musikverein? I played there once. As a former trumpet player with the Gustav Mahler Youth Orchestra with Bernard Haitink. And when I was 20 years old, so that was an experience. The first time was, oh my God.
Actually, that was your debut at the Golden Hall.
And as an interpreter, yes, probably. But as a conductor, I had to wait 20 years. Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Exactly, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
By the way, do you like wearing a tailcoat?
Yeah, very much. I don't want to say that I'm not conservative, but I feel comfortable with the tail because it's easy for me to move, and no, I like it. I mean, that's I don't have any objections. If people want to wear, the suits or shirts, that's their problem, not mine. Me, I like the tradition. Yeah.
Do you have any special personal rituals before a concert?
I read my scores from the first page to the last page, all the scores. Even when I do an opera, I come very early and I can do the 700 pages of the opera like this, just to absorb and focus. And I call my wife, even when I'm in North America or in Asia. There's always a little message. It's important. I receive a message from my kids too sometimes. It's important to me to still get connected to my to the ones who I belong to. Yeah, but I don't have special rituals like meditation or I'm breathing. When you're ready, there's no when you're well prepared and ready, there's no reason to be afraid on going on stage. I have track, I'm nervous. My heart is beating a lot just before I go on stage. But when I walk on stage, there's no other possibility just to conduct. So I calm down and I can start. But before, yes, the 10 minutes before, I'm pretty nervous.
Do you know the German word for this
No.
feeling? It's Lampenfieber.
Lampenfieber.
Which means, lamp fever. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just. I think it's adrenaline, and it's good. It's good, and we are human beings. We're not robots, and it's better. Yeah, thank God. Yeah, exactly.
Gives you the energy you need.
Yes, and sometimes also maybe the fragility or the conductor is not always beating, etc. Sometimes we have to be subtle and fragile, depending on the music we are conducting. Sometimes we have to lead. Sometimes we just have to let play the musicians, and sometimes we just have to lead very slightly, etc. And we need this fragility. Yeah, that's my theory, but I think everyone is different.
Coming back to the program you're planning with the Tonkünstler-Orchester, do you have any special soloists in mind you would like to bring to Vienna to perform with Tonkünstler-Orchester?
Yes, always, but also I will perform with solists that are already known by the Viennese audience. And for example, yesterday the concert we had. I have a very fond music partner, the Dutch violinist Simon Lamsma, and she did her Musikverein debut with us, and it was a wish to have her with me for this concert. So she's an example that the kind of soloist I want to bring to Vienna. Also few people that I've never played with. I think it's also a great opportunity to start a collaboration, and of course it's easier to make music with people you like. Not only on a personal level, but to like musically. When it matches, when it's easy to make music together. Sometimes it happens. We collaborate with soloists and there's no chemistry, and I'm trying to invite the people I know and people I think I could be connected to musically. So I'm pretty confident with my own choice, and of course with guest conductors also I will try to invite the people I think that could fit with the personality of the orchestra, including solists as well. Yeah.
There is a special program provided by Tonkünstler-Orchester, the plug-in concerts, which is a kind of a crossover program where the traditional orchestra meets jazz and folk and pop music. Do you plan to continue this series?
Of course, I mean, there's no reason. Of course, everything depends on the project for me. And next season, this is a very exciting project with the klezmer ensemble, and I think the music is just exciting. I love jazz too, so I don't know yet. But for sure, next season, this is established, and we have this wonderful project, yeah.
And this project is with Sirbautet.
Sirbautet, yeah.
That comes from Paris.
Paris, yes.
Most of the musicians are part of the
Orchestre de Paris.
Which is an orchestra you...
I conducted, yes, several times. But I think they have been invited before I was appointed chief conductor, because they already performed with the orchestra. And it was a big success, so they have been re-invited. And you know, they play klezmer music, or Mittel Europa, folk, Yiddish, Jewish, klezmer. I mean, it's very exciting.
Talking about your own career as a musician, not only as a conductor, your parents were accomplished musicians.
Yeah.
So your father a trumpeter, your mother...
My father was a trumpet player at the Paris Opera. My mom, she's a harp player. My grandfather was also a cellist at the Paris Opera too. And I have a brother who's a violinist, yeah.
And you started as a trumpet player as
I
well?
started with the violin, but I was a terrible violinist. And then I started with the piano and the trumpet. I was a good pianist, but a more accomplished trumpet player, yeah. I earned my life as a trumpet player, playing in different orchestras in Paris, and I was fortunate to play under great conductors. So that's probably why I had this desire to start conducting. Maybe, you know, it started around 20 years old. You know, when I played with Haitink, Ozawa, these musicians. It was a shock for me, a musical shock too.
Why was it a shock?
Because I think they were maybe just gods to me, and to play with someone who contacted your grandfather. There's a signification. You know, you have the sensation to touch. You know, the music history in a way. And so that's probably why I wanted to start. I was interested in conducting also because my instrument, I loved playing the trumpet in orchestra, but at some point was not fulfilling enough because I studied also harmony, contrapunct. I was doing arrangements for pop singers, you know, to earn money. And I was doing some orchestrations, etc. And so I was doing many things besides trumpet, and I needed a little bit more musically. You know, Brahms never wrote a sonata or a concerto for trumpet. So I was attracted. I love that repertoire. So if I wanted to play it, I had to learn it, so I had to conduct it. I played some Brahms on the piano, but not enough. Schumann, that's the same, and etc. etc. So I think it was a very natural. It took time, but it was very natural, very natural. It wasn't tomorrow I want to become a conductor. No. It went very slowly.
It was a process.
I think it was a slow process, and even before I knew that I wanted to become a conductor. But it was a very slow process, and it's difficult when you're established as instrumentalist to stop and to switch to something else. You know, you have to start again from nothing. And that was the challenge. I remember my dad was desperate. He said, but if it doesn't work for you, what are you going to do, etc. It was an existential question at some point. But yes, as you said, the process was very slow, but continuous. Slow, but yes, continuous. That's exactly what happened. So.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. Yeah.
Do you still practice the piano or the
The
trumpet?
piano, because it's helpful for me when I read new scores, for the harmonies, just to listen. But the trumpet, no, it's such a difficult instrument, physical instruments. If you don't practice daily, this is impossible. It's like a sport. If you're doing, I don't know, a marathon and you stop for 20 years, you cannot run a marathon in 2 days. So maybe one day I will start again, just for me, for my pleasure, but it's very difficult. So.
I heard that your children play instruments as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to force them. What I want, I want them to have an appreciation of music, but arts in general, and that's what matters to me. And they will do what they want in their life. I don't want to force them. Oh, you have to practice 2 hours every day. No, if it doesn't come from themselves, it's not worth it. So, but they play piano and they enjoy music a lot. They come to concerts. Last year they came to Vienna and attend concerts, and they came to Grafenegg as well, and they will come in the future. They love Vienna too, so it's special. Yeah.
But the family home base is going to be Paris still.
Paris, and we'll see what's going to happen in the future. But Paris is Vienna's suburb. It's not that far. It's only 1 hour and 30 minutes flight. It's very, very, very close. There's no ocean or in between, so.
That is the question: if Paris is the suburban of Vienna, or the other way around. Vienna is the suburban.
You take it how you want. Yeah.
Maybe we should have some lunch at the
pleasure.
sausage stand.
Yes.
Do you like Viennese sausages?
I will try.
Let's go and try.
Yeah. Let's go.
How comes that Richard Strauss is one of your favorite composers?
How it comes?
Yes.
Because my dad, when I was a kid, asked me, would you like to come to the opera with me in the pit for a performance of Elektra? I was 9 years old, so the pit was shaking. It was amazing. I think it was with Ozawa, and I was a kid, and I was really blown away by the sound, the power of that music, even at 9 years old. So since I always adored this repertoire. Hello.
Very Viennese is the Käsekreiner. That's a cheese sausage.
Should I try this?
I think that
You're afraid?
would be no.
You're afraid for me?
No, I'm not. I would choose that too.
Okay, so I will do the same. Hello. So, 2 Käsekreiner, bitte.
Very
Perfect.
good. Perfect. They offer champagne as well.
Yeah, it's a bit early for me.
What's the same ketchup dazu?
Mustard, yes. Oh, it's warm.
Did you discover so far any other differences between Vienna and Paris?
Oh, yes, of course, but I find that the two cities are in a way similar. First of all, the architecture. I mean, it's not the same, but they're this same kind of beauty, and even in the attitude of people, there's this kind of lightness. Even if Parisians can be grumpy and angry,
it's the same with Viennese people.
Voilà. That's why I feel very comfortable here. I feel at home in Vienna. When I walk, I'm like in Paris. I'm still enjoying the beautiful architecture, etc. So, Yes, there's a lot of similarities between the two cities. Let's try.
Let's try.
You first. You first.
I know it. You like it?
No.